Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. You know, nothing makes me happier than when new pronouns drop, new ways to mangle the English language and beclown yourself. So strap yourselves in for this pronoun extravaganza. I can guarantee even your non-binary greenhead cousin from Seattle hasn't heard some of these.
So this is a video for neopronoun users to duet. Or if you're considering neopronouns for yourself, maybe even try a blind react. However, safety first. Before you do either of those things, make sure you're in a mental state where if you do get misgendered, you will be okay. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. Do you see this person next to me? E is my friend. C has had to put up with a lot to get to where Per is today. I just want to let Glint know that Thon is valid, that verb pronouns are valid, and that Sarah identity is valid. I wish Void all the best, and look forward to maybe even seeing some of their lovely content someday. Please, treat them with respect, and I'm sure A will respect you too. So how did that feel? Are there any neopronouns that stuck out to you that you might want to use for yourself? Good luck on your pronoun journey.
How did that feel? I don't know. I feel like I lost 20 IQ points. That's how I feel. And while we are losing IQ points at a rapid rate, let's check in with the Veep. Take it away, Kamala.
Fortunate and blessed to, during the course of being vice president, have many situations where it becomes clear to me that there are, people of every age and gender, by the way, who see something about being the first that lets them know they don't need to be limited by other people's limited understanding of who can do what.
Yes, that was profound. Now to a pampered little princess who has clearly been indulged by her supportive parents. Listen to this mad rant about the perils of having a mum and dad who love and care enough to be there at all your events, all the boring dance recitals and sporting events. Apparently that's tantamount to abuse.
Am I the only one whose narcissistic parent would show up to every single event I was ever involved in? This is one of those weird ones where I always felt like speaking about this behavior negatively could be perceived in the wrong way, like my parent was just being supportive, and how lucky was I to have a parent who always showed up. Boo-hoo, your parent was there for you. But did you also feel like sometimes it was a bit excessive, especially if it was a bit more of a repetitive thing where maybe I was doing the same thing on multiple days in a row? Like, you do not have to attend every one. And what makes this lean more towards the negative, in my opinion, in terms of behavior, is that if I ever didn't want them to show up to every single showing of something, that was considered to be disrespectful. It was very much that taking me out of school for lunch, sort of picking me up and dropping me off everywhere I went energy, where on the surface it seems very convenient, very thoughtful even, but it's a pattern of controlling behavior, I think, for narcissistic parents.
Could you be, I don't know, less ungrateful? I don't know. Let's go to a lefty losing it, pushing demented fantasist tales of what life would be like under a second Trump term. This is 85-year-old Californian Congresswoman Maxine Waters.
The man who we better be careful about, and I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask the Justice Department and I'm going to ask the President to tell us what they're going to do to protect this country against violence if he loses. I want to know about all of those right-wing organizations that he's connected with who are training up in the hills somewhere and targeting, what communities they're going to attack.
Training up in the hills. Yes, those right-wing organisations. The pure weapon-grade chutzpah there is something to behold. Not only is she obviously lying about Trump and his supporters, but does she think we've forgotten what she said even after the BLM Antifa riots raged across America, causing around $2 billion in damage, leaving more than 20 people dead, many more seriously injured? Even after all that, Maxine told them to stay on the streets and fight if Derek Chauvin was not convicted of murder.
We've got to not only stay in the street, but we've got to fight for justice. But I am very hopeful, and I hope that we're going to get a verdict that is say guilty, guilty, guilty. And if we don't, we cannot go away.
And that's not the worst of it. This is Democrat Congresswoman Maxine Waters back in 2018 encouraging mobs to attack Trump's cabinet members wherever they found them.
Let's make sure we show up wherever we have to show up. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station,